The responsibility of a married man is, it's hard to understand the breadth of it until you're in a marriage and you see all the ways that you have to be solid all the time, solid. And sometimes you can get not so solid and you're making the decisions that put the family at risk. And it is difficult to process it on the fly. So you have to have your principles in line first. There are things that I will do, things that I won't do, things that I'll never do, things that are okay, things that I have to check with my wife and see, I think this okay before it happens. You never know how you're gonna hurt the person that you're married to by your actions until it happens. So your best way to avoid that stuff is, in the beginning, obviously, talking about principles and values and stuff like that definitely helps. But ongoing, because as you get married, as you go on in your marriage, you have kids and stuff, everyone's changing during that time. And they don't always jive with what you feel you signed up for. And men are static. Like we are always going to think everything is the same. Like and this is the part of men being simple, right? Is that we always think everything is going to be the same way every time because we control it. So it's always going to be this way. It's cool. And it doesn't. And especially when women have kids, they change. And if you don't adapt to their change and understand what they're going through, that can be a real tension point in your marriage. But being a man, it's your duty to make everyone feel safe and at times feel heard. And there's where sometimes men fall short because we're leading the household. So we kind of think that everything that we say is true or facts. What helps is if you have a mentor and if you have like an OG who's 20 years older than you that you can go to and talk to. That will alleviate a lot of because a lot of times we are wrong. Just don't know it. And we're younger, so we're like, I'm right, I'm doing everything, I'm business-wise, it's cracking, like everything is going. So it's hard to tell a man he's wrong in anything when he's succeeding. When we're failing, listen to everybody, word. But when you're winning, much more difficult and much more important time that you should listen. So having an OG is critical. And as a man getting married, also, that mentor is great, but your parents on both sides, you need to evaluate, like, who can be our counsel when things are going left. And if you look at your parents and say neither, then you need to start looking at your mentors looking for them quicker, because you're gonna have some times with your heart. And if there's not some people, a man and a woman, who can advise you separately and then maybe together, then you're gonna be in for a rough time when those hard times come, because now it's just your opinion versus hers, and that's just, it gets difficult in that sense. If you don't have people that you both respect and that you will listen to, and that they could hear you and say, hey dog, that ain't it right now. Nah. But men in a marriage, it's a whole broad weight that you have to carry, and it's not even either. So often you may be right on something and you want to say it, don't say it. Just hold it. Again, ego, men and ego, like you have to evaluate each instance and see, What's the gain of it if I expose that I'm right or that she's wrong or whatever? I wasn't good at that. Like, if you wrong, and I didn't say it every time, but often I'm just like, yo, much better now. Age helps, experience helps. That's why getting married young. Men should not get married. My opinion. Men should not get married until they're 33 or older. Women should get married at 26, 7, 8. So if you got a 35-year-old man, 28-year-old woman, works ideal in my world. However you think is how you think. But it helps when there's that age difference and experience difference, because then the balance of teaching and learning helps. Not getting into the details, digging into on the weeds of that. It's my opinion. If you don't agree with it, cool. That's your opinion. But men, understand the breadth of what you have to carry in a marriage. It's not like you're dating. You can always bail then. Marriage to me was always permanent. It ain't work out that way, but that's how I viewed it.